The rain poured without mercy that night. A black luxury car lay half-tilted in the mud at the side of a lonely countryside road. The headlights flickered weakly through the sheets of rain. Inside, a woman trembled, gripping the steering wheel, her face pale, her breath shallow. She whispered in pain, "Please, don't hurt me, I can't walk." Her voice cracked, filled with fear, exhaustion, and a strange kind of loneliness. The storm outside roared like her own heart, shattered, terrified, and desperate for someone to save her. If you believe that kindness and second chances can still change the world, please take a moment right now, like, comment, share, and subscribe to I Am Kindness Corner. Your one gesture of support helps spread stories of hope that might just touch another lost soul today. The woman's name was Ariana Blake, the powerful CEO of a multinational corporation, known across the business world for her unbreakable confidence and cold, commanding presence. Yet tonight, she was nothing like the woman seen in glossy magazines. Her ankle was badly twisted from the crash, her phone battery had died, and she was stranded miles from the city, drenched and terrified. When a beam of light cut through the rain, she froze. A man was walking toward her, holding an umbrella and a flashlight. In the distance, a small child's voice called, "Daddy, wait." Ariana's breath hitched. In the glare of the flashlight, she could barely make out his face, rough, soaked, but kind. The man crouched beside her car window, concern flickering in his eyes. "You're hurt," he said softly. "Don't be scared. I won't hurt you." That night, Liam Carter, a single father and local carpenter, carried the injured woman from her wrecked car to his small farmhouse down the hill. His daughter, Mia, a bright-eyed 7-year-old, ran to bring warm towels and blankets. The place smelled faintly of rain, old wood, and something peaceful, the kind of peace Ariana hadn't felt in years. She sat on the couch, soaked, shivering, and too proud to cry. Liam wrapped a blanket around her shoulders and quietly tended to her swollen ankle. She winced in pain, muttering apologies, trying to hide her weakness. But Liam just said, "You don't have to apologize for being human." For the first time in years, someone spoke to her not as a CEO, but as a person. Over the next few days, the storm didn't let up. Ariana was forced to stay in Liam's home, her car unfit for travel. The Wi-Fi barely worked, her phone had no signal. To her, it felt like a nightmare, being cut off from her empire, her meetings, her control. But in that quiet farmhouse, something unexpected began to happen. She woke up each morning to the smell of pancakes and the sound of little Mia's laughter echoing down the hall. The girl would bring her wildflowers in a jar, saying, "Daddy says everyone feels better when they have something pretty to look at." Ariana couldn't help but smile, even through her pain. She hadn't smiled like that in years. One afternoon, as sunlight finally broke through the clouds, Ariana sat by the window, watching Liam repair an old rocking chair outside. He worked with patience and focus, his sleeves rolled up, his hands steady, his eyes calm. She found herself wondering how a man like him, humble, quiet, raising a child alone, could carry such peace when her world was built on chaos. Later that day, she asked him, almost without thinking, "Do you ever get tired of all the struggle?" He paused, looked up, and smiled. "Of course," he said. "But then Mia runs to me, or the sun rises again, and I remember, we're not meant to have everything, just enough to keep going." Those words lingered in Ariana's mind long after he walked away. That night, she couldn't sleep. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, remembering all the people she had hurt on her way up the corporate ladder. The employees she had fired without mercy. The love she had lost because work came first. The family she had ignored. The truth hit her like a storm, she had built everything, yet felt empty inside. Days turned into a week. Her ankle healed slowly, but something else began healing too, her heart. She started helping Mia with her homework, reading bedtime stories, even cooking with Liam in the evenings. She laughed again, sometimes softly, sometimes like she used to when she was young. One evening, when the power went out, the three of them sat around the fireplace. Mia fell asleep on Ariana's lap, and the flickering light danced across her face. Ariana whispered, "She's lucky to have you." Liam looked into the fire. "No," he said gently. "I'm the lucky one. She saved me when her mom passed. I was broken, but she gave me a reason to keep believing." Ariana felt her throat tighten. For a long moment, neither spoke. The rain had stopped outside, and the world felt still, like it was holding its breath. When she finally returned to the city a week later, the skyscrapers looked different, colder, emptier. Her office, once her pride, now felt like a cage. She looked out at the endless skyline and realized she didn't want to be that person anymore. The ruthless CEO who barked orders and silenced hearts. She wanted to be someone like Liam, kind, grounded, alive. But life wasn't ready to make it easy. When Ariana returned to work, her board was furious. The company had been struggling in her absence. Rumors spread that she'd lost her edge. For weeks, she tried to focus, but her thoughts kept drifting to that farmhouse, to the little girl's laughter, to the peace she'd found there. Then one morning, she saw a small envelope on her desk, no name, no address, just a pressed wildflower inside. She knew instantly. It was from Mia. The next weekend, she drove back to the countryside. But when she arrived, the house looked different, quieter. She found Liam outside, packing up his truck. His smile was weak. "We're moving," he said. "Work's dried up here. I found something in the next town." Ariana felt something break inside her. She wanted to say, "Don't go," but she couldn't find the words. Instead, she did something she'd never done before. She asked if she could help. She pulled every string she had, called every contact she could think of. Within days, she arranged for Liam to manage a local carpentry project sponsored by her company, a sustainable housing initiative she created in that very moment of inspiration. When she told him, he stared at her, speechless. "You changed my life when I was broken," she said softly. "Now let me do the same." He smiled then, the kind of smile that said everything words couldn't. From that day forward, the project grew beyond what anyone expected. It gave homes to families who had none, jobs to those who'd lost hope. And through it all, Ariana visited often, not as a CEO, but as a friend, sometimes as something more. She and Liam spent hours talking, laughing, and sometimes just sitting in silence, watching Mia chase butterflies in the fields. As months passed, Ariana's company changed too. She introduced kindness-based leadership, fairer policies, and employee care programs. People whispered that the cold CEO had become someone new, someone human. They didn't know the reason, but she did. It wasn't power or wealth that transformed her, it was love, in its purest, gentlest form. One evening, almost a year later, Ariana returned to that same farmhouse. The sunset painted the sky gold and pink. Mia ran out to greet her, shouting, "You came back." Liam stood on the porch, smiling the way he had that first night, but this time, there was no fear, only warmth. Ariana walked up, tears glimmering in her eyes. "I was afraid once," she said quietly. "Afraid of people, of losing control, of feeling weak. But you showed me, that weakness isn't the opposite of strength, it's where kindness begins." Liam took her hand gently. "And kindness," he said, "is where love begins." The world around them grew quiet again, the kind of silence that feels full, not empty. The rain had stopped long ago, but somehow, that night still lived between them, the night when a broken CEO begged for help, and a single father chose to listen instead of walk away. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to I Am Kindness Corner for more stories that remind us how love and compassion can heal even the coldest souls. Before you go, tell us in the comments, Speech balloon. Do you believe that one act of kindness can truly change a person's entire life? Because sometimes, it doesn't take a miracle to change the world. Just one person who decides to care.